I caught you in the act. You're thinking about that book you haven't written yet. That book that you've been talking about writing, dreaming about writing, fantasizing about writing and publishing and sharing with people everywhere. And it's still in your head. You might have notes scattered all over the place on napkins, notebooks, post-it notes, journals, computer files, in your phone, in your iPad, scribbled on the backs of things. But you haven't written your book yet. Do you think you're ever going to write your book? Sometimes it takes a long time to boss up and actually write the book and get it done. Sometimes life circumstances are such that they don't let you get it done. And in the meantime, it's just this burning desire inside of you that's just gnawing, burning, bothering you. You feel guilty, regretful. I understand. I have that feeling on several of my own projects right now. We just published 3 books in 3 months, and I have a lot going on. So getting my own writing done sometimes is challenging. I feel your pain, but I'm here to help you. I can be your guide on your book writing journey to get you from idea in your head, notes all over the place, to finished book. I have written 35 books, and many of them are memoirs that people have hired me to write as a ghostwriter. One of them is Let the Future Begin by the former mayor of Detroit, Dennis Archer, who was a Supreme Court justice and president of the American Bar Association, a real trailblazer, and you can see his book is very thick. So we wrote this book together, and it's a tremendous compilation of his amazing legacy that made Detroit the comeback city of the millennium, from a ghost town to boom town. And so this is one of the books I've written. I'm showing you this because I want to share my expertise and experience to help you write your book. I'm going to tell you how in just a minute. I also helped Dr. Herman Williams, who dropped dead of cardiac arrest at age 31 and lived to tell about it and write a book about it and create something called the Kindness Scale that helps people live a more fulfilling and giving life. I also wrote this book for former General Motors executive Roy Roberts, who was once called the $1 billion man at General Motors because he was in charge of the global marketing budget, and he was the highest ranking Black person in the automotive industry in the world at the time. Loved writing this story too. Former American Red Cross interim president Steve Bullock, I wrote this for him. He is an amazing trailblazer who made powerful, positive contributions in the nonprofit sector. Born a sharecropper's son in North Carolina, rose to become a global humanitarian. And then Ken Tyson, pardon me, not the boxer. This gentleman was in a car accident in college, became a quadriplegic, but always dreamed of having a record company. And then he loved Motown and grew up in Detroit. So then he finally opened a record company, and I wrote his book for him. He died in 2008. I'm sure he's resting in peace and power, and his book lives on. His story, going full circle from life to death to life. His story's here. He's not, but people can read his book and know his story, his legacy. That can be you. In each of these other books, these powerful, trailblazing individuals who beat the odds and succeeded against a lot of forces that were against them, and all have messages of diversity and inclusion at the same time, blazing new trails for people who once couldn't get through closed doors. They open doors and pull people through to help them rise as well. So I've written a lot of books. I've written 35 books. I also wrote my own memoir, God's Answer is No, Lessons from a Spiritual Life. And it's quite thick, 400 and some pages. And so my message is that if you're sitting there annoyed that it's January 1st, 2021, and you still haven't written your book, I'm someone who's written lots of books and I love to teach. That's why I'm a book coach. In 2020, I had 2 6-month book coaching sessions. 2 of my students are now published authors. It works. So I want to be your guide on your book publishing journey. And what I'm going to do is 2 things right now. One, every night here on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing YouTube channel, I am going to help you write your book using our Power Journal technique. We created something called Power Journal that is I have the Power Journal for Weight Loss book right here, but we also have another one that's about self-discovery. So it's this small book, and we're writing one about writing a book. But for now, I can teach the same technique. So we have this awesome logo, Power Journal, because I discovered the power of merging meditation with journaling to manifest. So I'm teaching this. There's another video here on the channel about this challenge, which I'm going live every night to talk about and guide people through it. But this technique of merging the power of journaling and meditation with these other tools can enable you to manifest whatever you want. And I use it in my life. I've used it to write books. I've used it to lose 100 pounds. I've used it to manifest people, places, and things. I've used it to manifest different mindsets and different goals and calm anxieties. And so I've used it to manifest a new luxury vehicle as well. I've used it to manifest health and wellness for my loved ones. And now I'm teaching it to you. And in this nightly program, Power Journal to write your book, I'm going to show you how to use meditation and journaling to write your book. Now, that's going to be live every night, but I'm also going to invite you to participate in my 6-month book coaching program, which I have one for women called Boss Up, Goddess, and Write Your Book. And I have another one for everybody that's strictly about writing your book, whether it's a memoir, a how-to book, whatever kind of book you want. We only do inspirational, so we don't do things like horror, violence, and things like that. So, but most of the people who organically come to us have some kind of success story that they want to share that's inspiring. And so here I am to help you write your book in a variety of ways. I'm also a private book coach. So a lot of people don't want to be in my group coaching session. They'd rather have ongoing individual private sessions with me that give them the tailored guidance required to write their specific book, to help them get a schedule, to help them stick to it, to help them keep going, to set a publication date, plan their publishing, and all the little details that are required when you write and publish a book. So for right now, I want to talk to you about how to use our Power Journal technique to write a book. And so there are 4 tools required. One is intention. You have to set the intention to write the book. Number 2 is meditation. And I'm going to teach you how to use meditation, even if you've never meditated before. I'm going to teach you how to meditate to get into a state where you can access information within that you didn't even know was there. Meditation amplifies your intuition, which is your inner voice, which you can call your higher self, your inner self, God, angels, ancestors, power spirits, power animals, helping spirits, creator, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, there is a voice within us. It's our intuition. We're born with it, and it is our personal GPS. It's very easy to ignore it. So when you meditate, you tune in to this frequency within that connects to the frequency of the universe that guides you and gives you information that you need to know to do your best, whatever you're doing. So if you focus that information, that guidance on writing a book, it's going to guide you. It'll tell you your title. It'll tell you how to organize your book. It'll tell you when to publish it and how to publish it. It'll tell you what to include and what not to include. It'll tell you what tone of voice to use in the book, what content, what research you need to do. It's magical. This technique works for me every day, and I want to teach it to you. So here I am on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing channel, January 1st, 2021, inviting you to join me every night on this quest to write your book using this technique that has enabled me to lose 100 pounds, manifest all kinds of things in my life, stay super healthy, create amazing things out of nothing, blast past impossible seeming obstacles to make magic happen. I'm going to help you do that on the pages of your book. So, here in the description box, you will find more information, and you will also find a link to sign up for my coaching programs if you'd like that individual attention. I also have Oh, right. With the Detroit Writing Room, they have a new book club. I'm a coach there as well. And this book, former Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer's book, is featured as the first book in the book club in January. So I'll put the link so you can sign up and attend that if you'd like, so you can hear both of us talk about the process of the book writing and the message and how awesome it is. So let me tell you 4 reasons why you should write your book now and stop putting it off, stop procrastinating, stop saying, I'll do it, another time, I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. No, now's the time to write your book because you know why? There's a pandemic. Sadly, the pandemic has shown us that our futures are not guaranteed. Sadly, more than 333,000 Americans have died. Maybe the number's bigger. That's from a few days ago. I haven't looked today. A lot of people are grieving right now, and a lot of people who dreamed of writing a book someday can't because they died. So, while we're here, while we're healthy, while we're able, we need to write our book. Your book creates your legacy or records your legacy for future generations. Mayor Archer said his motivation for writing a book was so that his grandsons would have his story in his words. The media had told his story because he's a very prominent person. He wanted to tell his own story in his own words, and he did so for his family and future generations. So that's one reason. The pandemic should create a sense of urgency to write your book. And there are some benefits. If you're now working at home, you're no longer commuting. So that hour or even 2 hours of getting ready for work, leaving, driving, parking, all that stuff, that time could now be devoted to your writing. You can get it done. And if you're working at home, it's all the more reason to just shift gears and do your writing on your breaks and such. You can do it. So reason number 1 to write your book right now is because there's a pandemic. Things have slowed down, shut down. And as a result, we're not going to all the holiday parties. We're not going to all the bars and restaurants and the gym and the movies and the theater and the shows and the concerts and all the other things that might have taken up your time before. So now you can use that time to write your book because the pandemic will end And just like the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, it did end. It took a few years, but guess what happened? The Roaring Twenties, where people partied like there was no tomorrow. So we are going to have the Roaring 2020s. And wouldn't you like to step out into all that extravaganza, celebration, and fun with a book? Now's your time. Get started. You can do it. And I will help you get from idea to published book faster and more efficiently than if you try to bumble through it yourself, overwhelmed, confused, don't know where to start, don't know how to focus, don't know what to do. I can help you. All right. So the pandemic is the first reason you should write your book right now. The second one is, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you're a small business owner, writing a book will boost your authority and amplify your brand and give you one more credential as an author, hopefully a best-selling author, to impress and inform your potential customers and clients or your current ones. In addition, your book can be your calling card. Your book can be a compilation of your unique way of doing things that introduce you and your services and your philosophies to people who need to know what you're doing. And that book can lure them to you to be their coach, their provide whatever service it is that they're seeking. And they read your book, they're impressed by your expertise and your tone of authority and your track record and your success stories. And they're like, boom, I need to work with that person. So your book can boost your brand, amplify your authority, and it can also, while doing that, invite media to interview you as the expert on your topic. And that also helps your business because you become well known in media circles and for viewers, readers, listeners who become aware of who you are and what services and products you provide. And then if they get to like you through these interviews, people do business with those that they like, know, and trust. And therefore, people can start to know who you are and like, know, and trust you, and therefore do business with you. So writing a book is good for business. Number 3 reason you should write your book right now is it helps you figure yourself out. If you haven't heard, we are in a whole new era of awakening. It is the age of Aquarius. It is there's a whole bunch of things that happened. We had the winter solstice. We had the grand Jupiter-Saturn trine on December 21st. And the age of Aquarius, the 5th dimension, has opened. It's easier than ever to manifest your dreams, your ultimate goals, and your biggest, best impact on the world because the energies have so dramatically shifted. So seize that energy to explore who you are and what your new mission is in life, in the world, and take action. And having a book can, one, either serve as a blueprint for that, but as I said, it helps you figure yourself out because in this dawning of a new day, in our world, new president, new vice president, the Me Too movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, all kinds of changes and shifts are occurring in our society, thankfully, because people have awakened to what needs repair desperately. And so, in that context, who are you? What are you doing? What is your mission in this life? When you write your book, you have to answer those questions. And writing a memoir forces you to look back on your life. Look back on your life and see all that you've done and all that you haven't done and what you regret, what you want to release, what you want to heal. And the cool thing about that is the sooner you do that, you look in the mirror on the pages of your own book, the sooner you can address all those things that might even be blocking you from your better future. So when you look in that literary mirror, so to speak, and you can acknowledge what you need to release. And oh, that's another thing. There's a full moon, huge full moon, Cancer, cold moon is what they're calling it. Another time to use that energy to look within, to release and heal that which is no longer serving you. So all this energy, and when I meditated today, I meditate daily, and obviously I'm going to teach you in this power journal. The energy that came rushing in was like lightning fast. Like sometimes in meditation, you get images and guidance and visions and things that are like one picture, one image, one scene. Today, it was like whoosh, 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 whoosh. All this super fast, and it all made sense. And it was all this like peeling away, pulling away of things that I didn't need. It was amazing. And actually, I started the day off on this amazing retreat meditation with Lori Lipton, one of my meditation teachers of Sacred Balance Academy in Bloomfield Hills. And it was all about releasing, and it was so beautiful, so powerful. So my point on that is that the energy right now is so, so supernatural. And whether you believe in any of that or not, just know everything is like the perfect situation right now for you to write your book. Okay. So there's that one. Those are your three. The first one is the pandemic. Number two is it boosts your brand. In your business, helps your business. Number three is writing a book is a tremendous opportunity for self-discovery and figuring yourself out so you know what you've done, but how are you going to move forward? What's your mission? And how do you release all that stuff that you're writing about? In fact, people said when they read my memoir, they said I wrote it from a very healed space. But some of that healing occurred while I was writing the book. You know why? And it relates to my power journal for weight loss, because while I was writing this book and I was looking through my journals from college, I saw how much time and energy I had wasted in my life on my struggles with food and fat. And I was so mad at myself. Like, what? Why? And everybody has something that they feel they've wasted a lot of time on. And so in the course of writing this book, I had to sit for hours and journal on forgiving myself for all the things that I was still holding on to, anger or regret or guilt or shame. And I released them. I wrote it out. I released it, gone. And then suddenly it wasn't the same day, but shortly thereafter, I had this sensation of spaciousness in my being. It's like I cleaned out a closet and then there was like this open, beautiful, empty space. And what that did was let in more energy for creativity and creating things, books and such. I didn't know that releasing and healing things through the act of forgiveness of myself would lift that weight. By forgiving myself through the act of journaling and praying and meditation, I would lift that weight up off myself. But I did, and it was magical. And again, it created this spaciousness. And we all need more space, right? More clarity. And that's what it blessed me with. And so writing your book is a powerful exercise in self-discovery, healing, releasing, and creating space for new, bigger, and better you-ness. Okay, The number 4 reason you need to write your book right now is money. When you write a book, there's infinite potential for profit. Infinite potential for profit. Not only can you sell books online to people all over the world, and this book is on Amazon, Target, Walmart, multiple online places to purchase, but when you have a book, you can be a speaker and be a paid speaker. So not only do you get paid to speak at companies, universities, organizations, events, but you can also get paid for book sales at the speaking engagement. And yes, companies are hiring speakers and purchasing books in bulk, as in hundreds, to give out to every participant or member of the employee of the company to have a copy of the book. So the pandemic does not stop this phenomenon. You could sell the movie rights to your book or some other derivative project like a documentary or web series. You could start a podcast with the content of your book. You could do an audiobook, which is another stream of income. So you can make money with your book. And as a business owner making money, you can use your book as part of the curriculum of required reading for your online course. And being an author gives you more credibility and authority to launch an online course as the expert in your field. So you see, there are so many benefits to having a book. Number 4 is money. You can make more money with your book. It's another stream of income for you. So those are your 4 reasons that you should write your book right now. There are many more, but let's just leave it at that for now. I would love to be your book coach, your guide, and I have the experience, the expertise, the excitement, and the enthusiasm, and a whole bunch of alliteration to share with you. So join me here on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing channel every night as I guide you to Power Journal to write your book. You can also check out all the links down here in the description box about how I can help you as a coach, either in a group or in private sessions. And I hope to hear from you. Drop me a comment. What's your biggest challenge with trying to write the book? Or how resolved are you to finally get it done in 2021? I'm here to help you. I love, love, love being a book coach, sharing, teaching all that I've learned over many years of writing many books and publishing. We just published 3 books in 3 months, with many more to come. So please join me on this quest. Allow me to assist you so you can finish this year with a published book. And then you'll wake up next January 1st of 2022 as a published author, hopefully a best-selling published author, maybe even with a movie deal, maybe even with a public speaking platform that pays you 2 new streams of income. How's that all sound? Sounds pretty good to me. So let me help you. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-creator of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, a book coach who's here to assist you. So I'll see you tomorrow night here on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing channel. Please subscribe so you'll know every time I go live or upload a new video. And I'm going to guide you to Power Journal to write your book. Get your pens, get your pencils, get your laptop, your notebook, whatever you write on, because we're about to get to work. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and please like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell. All right, then. See you soon. Happy writing.